Dylan Wang and Shen Yue reunited. Their emotional moments at the Weeble Vision conference. What if I told you that the reunion everyone prayed for, the reunion that once felt like a dream, a rumor, a wish whispered through fandom threads, actually happened? That after years of separate careers, different projects, and countless will they ever reunite discussions, Dylan Wang and Shen Yue finally stood side by side again, not on a drama set, not in a fan edit, but in real life. And this time, the cameras caught everything. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update in the world of your favorite celebrities. The unexpected reunion. It happened at the Weeble Vision conference, one of the biggest entertainment and brand summits of the year, known for bringing together China's most influential stars. Fans expected fashion, glamour, and announcements. No one expected nostalgia. No one expected Dylan Wang and Shen Yue. They weren't even listed together on the event lineup. Separate panels. Separate appearances. Until that moment. When the doors opened and the spotlight shifted, the crowd gasped. Because standing on stage, just a few feet apart, were the two faces that defined an entire era of youth dramas. Dylan Wang. Shen Yue. Side by side again. The silence that spoke volumes. For a brief second, neither of them said a word. They just looked at each other. And in that look, years seemed to collapse. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't planned. It was the kind of pause that makes a room forget how to breathe. Then Shen Yue smiled, that same warm, radiant, slightly shy smile that once melted millions of hearts. Dylan chuckled softly, his trademark grin flashing as the audience burst into applause. The hosts tried to keep the show moving, but everyone could feel it, something genuine was unfolding. A conversation millions wanted. When the interview began, the host asked the question everyone wanted answered: "It's been years since we saw you two together. How does it feel to share the same stage again?" Shen Yue hesitated for a moment, glancing at Dylan. Then she said softly, "Familiar, but different. We've both grown a lot. But some things, like friendship, never really fade." Dylan nodded, his voice calm but heartfelt. "She's right. We started young. We made mistakes, learned, changed. But when I saw her just now, it felt like nothing had changed at all." The room fell silent. You could hear cameras clicking, flashes going off, fans whispering. Every moment felt like a scene out of the drama that started it all. Backstage moments that melted the internet. After the conference, behind-the-scenes footage began circulating online. Clips showed Dylan waiting quietly as Shen Yue finished a quick interview, standing just a few feet away, watching protectively. Another clip caught them laughing, really laughing, as they greeted some staff from their Meteor Garden days. And then, the most shared clip of all, Dylan gently adjusting Shen Yue's microphone before she went on stage, whispering something that made her smile and nod. Fans called it the quiet care that never went away. The emotional speech. Later in the night, Shen Yue was invited to give a short speech about her journey in the industry. But halfway through, her voice trembled. "When I started, I was just a student who didn't know where life would take me. I was lucky, I had people who believed in me, people who made the journey unforgettable." And though she didn't say his name, every camera cut to Dylan. He was watching her with quiet admiration, eyes soft, proud, almost emotional. When she finished, the applause lasted for nearly a minute. And when Dylan took the mic afterward, he said, "Sometimes, we don't realize the memories we create until time passes. I'm grateful to be reminded of them tonight." It wasn't a confession. It wasn't a statement. But it was enough. Enough to make everyone watching remember why their chemistry, their friendship, their story, mattered so deeply to fans around the world. Fans' emotional reactions. By midnight, social media had exploded. Trending hashtags included, #Dylan Wang Shen Yue reunion, #Weeble Vision emotional moments, #nothing has changed. Thousands of fans wrote messages like, "This feels like the universe giving us closure." They didn't need to act, their connection is real. "I forgot how much I missed seeing them together until now." Even major entertainment outlets ran features titled Dylan and Shen Yue, the reunion that broke the internet. Industry insiders speak. One producer who worked with them early in their careers commented anonymously, "When you pair actors who truly trust each other, it creates something rare." That's what they had, and what they still have. It's not romance. It's resonance. Another insider added, "There's something poetic about seeing them together again, two people who grew in different directions, meeting again under brighter lights." The final image as the conference ended, Dylan and Shen Yue walked down the hallway side by side, flanked by staff and flashing cameras. But for a brief second, they slowed down, just long enough for Shen Yue to turn toward Dylan and say something softly. He smiled. She laughed. And that moment, fleeting, unscripted, effortless, became the photograph seen across every entertainment page the next morning. It wasn't a scene from a drama. It wasn't fan fiction. It was real. A reunion not of characters, but of people. Two artists who began their journey together, separated by time and fame, and reunited, quietly, beautifully, in front of a world that never stopped rooting for them. The private exit. It was nearly midnight. Most guests had left, the red carpet rolled away, the press room silent. But in a quiet corridor behind the main stage, Dylan Wang and Shen Yue lingered, away from the spotlight, surrounded only by a few trusted team members. A staffer recalls seeing them pause near the exit doors, talking in low voices, both smiling, but with an unmistakable tenderness that didn't need words. She said, "It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't staged. It was two people catching up, honestly, quietly, like old friends who had missed each other." Dylan, in a sharp black suit, leaned against the wall, arms folded, listening carefully as Shen Yue spoke with that familiar warmth. At one point, she touched his sleeve lightly, a simple, instinctive gesture, and he laughed, the same way he used to years ago on set. The conversation everyone's talking about. According to an insider close to the event organizers, the two spoke for almost 30 minutes before leaving. No cameras, no fanfare. Just them. The topic? Not nostalgia. But the future. Reports suggest they talked about the possibility of working together again, not just as a reunion, but as a story that reflects who they are now. Shen Yue was heard saying softly, "We're not the same kids anymore. Maybe that's why the story would feel more real now." And Dylan replied, "Then maybe it's time to tell it differently. Honestly. Grown up. Quietly powerful." It wasn't a confirmation, but for those who overheard, it was enough to start the whispers. Could a new Dylan Wang Shen Yue collaboration be on the horizon? Social media detectives go wild. By dawn, fans had noticed small clues. A stylist posted an Instagram story, a blurry image of two figures standing near the backstage curtains, one in a black suit, one in a white gown. Another clip showed a luxury van waiting longer than expected outside the venue, both their names appearing on the departure log. That was all it took. By morning, social media erupted. Hashtags like hashtag Dylan Shen Yue backstage talk and hashtag is a new project coming trended across platforms. Fans dissected every frame of the leaked footage. Every glance, every pause, every subtle smile became evidence in a new theory, that the two were preparing for something bigger, a reunion that would break the internet again. The production rumor. 3 days later, a rumor surfaced. A well-known director, famous for romantic dramas with emotional realism, had reportedly approached both Dylan Wang and Shen Yue with a script. A story about two people who reunite years after falling apart, a narrative that felt uncannily familiar. The project had been under wraps for months, awaiting confirmation from the leads. Now, with the Weeble Vision reunion, insiders claimed the conversation reignited. A source from the production team said, "The chemistry between them is lightning in a bottle." When the executives saw the photos from the event, they made the call immediately, "Bring them back together." Behind the smiles, but behind the joyful headlines, there's another layer, a quieter, more human one. Those close to Dylan say he's been reflecting deeply on his career and relationships, choosing projects that carry more emotional truth. Shen Yue, meanwhile, has been exploring maturity in her roles, seeking stories that show growth, loss, and self-discovery. So when fate brought them back into the same room, the timing felt almost poetic. Two people, both transformed by life, now standing at a crossroads, where art and memory intertwine. A former crew member from their Meteor Garden days commented, "They'd both evolved. But when they stand together, something magical still happens. You can't explain it, it's like their souls recognize each other." The viral photo that ended the night hours after the conference ended, a single photograph was posted online by an attendee, grainy, unfiltered, taken in the hallway just before they left. It showed Dylan and Shen Yue walking side by side, looking relaxed, genuine. No acting. No posing. Just two people, laughing as they turned a corner, unaware that someone had captured that fleeting moment. Within minutes, it spread like wildfire. Major entertainment outlets picked it up, calling it the photograph that stopped time. Fans wrote emotional captions beneath it, "They look happy. That's all I ever wanted to see again." This isn't nostalgia, it's peace. Some reunions don't need words. Just smiles.